Did supply just go down in Naples, Florida? Check out the video while I talk about what happened this last month. Hey guys, Joshua Auto here to do your monthly market report here in Naples, Florida. Okay, so the way we're going to be doing this, we're going to be going over the median sales price, how many days on market we are at, number of sales, months of supply, and what has happened in the last 7 days. We're going to be looking at what happened in May. We're going to be looking at April, and we're going to go back a year into 2024. Okay, so we're going to start with the median sales price. In May, we were at $590,000 as our median sales price. April, $585,000, so it went up a little bit. But it is down from last year by like $60,000, which was at $649,000. Okay, the past few years, since 2022 really, I have seen median sales price go from $550,000 to $650,000, and it's kind of just gone up and down, up and down. Really hasn't changed much out of that range. Days on market. So the median days on market in May is 62 days. April's at 57 days. And 2024 is at 42 days. Okay, so it's going up. It's been trending upward. We all know that it's taking longer to sell homes than it used to. But 60 days on market has been kind of floating in that area the last few months. So that's still a good time. 60 days on market, get your home under contract. That's pretty good, guys. Number of sales. So May, we had 787 sales, down from the month before at 902, which April, May, that's our hottest closing months. March, April, May, in which, you start to see it go down in the summertime because our season had just ended. In the wintertime in Southwest Florida, that's when we are the busiest. So we'll start to see these numbers go down, especially all the way into November, December. And then we'll start to see it go back up. Now, 2024, we had 934 sales in May. So we're down. We're down quite a bit. 150 sales. That's what, 10%, 15%. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. So not particularly great. But things have slowed down quite a bit in the last year. But come here, months of supply. In May, we had 10.3 months of supply. It's down. I can't believe it went down. I thought we would for sure see it go up this month. It was at 11.3 months last month. I thought it would at least stay even or go up maybe 11.4, 11.5. No, it went down a whole month's supply. And then 2024 is at 7.4, so it's still more than it was last year. Now you might be wondering what months supply means. Months of supply is simply that if no more homes hit the market, it would take this long to run out of homes, 10.3 months, based on the number of sales that we're having and how much inventory we have on the market. No more homes hit the market, it would take 10.3 months to run out of those homes. 6 months of supply is considered to be an even market. It's not a seller's market. It's not really a buyer's market. It's like right in the middle. So it being higher than 6 months, we are in a buyer's market. 10.3 months is a pretty strong buyer's market. Buyers, you got lots of inventory options. Sellers, now is the time to get aggressive with your pricing and your marketing and making sure that you're doing a good job whenever it comes to beating out your competition. All right, so now we're going to be going over the last 7 days. That's kind of like our live look on what's going on. So we had 197 new listings hit the market in the last week. We had 175 go under contract in the last week. And we had 205 sold in the last week. That's pretty good. Whenever you're looking at this, I'm seeing more sold than new listings. That's a good thing. That means that we are closing more properties, which is going to bring this number down. Now, we aren't getting as many under contract as new listings in the last week. But, if we're getting more sold than new listings, that's even better. Now, price decreases. We had 318 price decreases in the last 7 days. The reason why I talk about this is because price decreases are becoming a thing right now. Sellers are starting to decrease their price on the market to get their homes sold and to keep up with competition. It is down though. Last month it was over 400 price decreases in the week prior to me doing the video. So going into the 300s, it's a good sign. Things are starting to improve for sellers. They're starting to get their homes sold. Maybe things have kind of gone to where they need to go. They're starting to get there. Anyway, 318 is still a large number, but it's better than 400. So, that being said, me looking at this, my advice to buyers right now is there's a lot more options out there. Sellers are motivated. Most of them are motivated. Some are still testing the market to see what happens. But right now is the time to find the deals. Find homes that sellers are willing to negotiate the price on. Maybe they're willing to negotiate your closing costs. Other incentives, there are things out there that sellers are trying to get creative on to get their home sold. For sellers, the vice versa. Now is the time to really get down on your pricing, to get ahead of the curve before it goes down further, and to beat out your competition to get your home sold. Now, if you're not very motivated, or you're not quite thinking that hey, it's not dire for me to sell this property, I can wait it out, that's up to you. But you got to think, is it worth keeping my home on the market for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months and it not getting sold, and then pricing continuing to go downwards in the next 6 months? So you need to think about that. You also need to think about, are there any incentives you're willing to give? Any closing costs? Anything towards the home? Right now I would say for sure, if there's any repairs that need to be done to your home, anything that's kind of unsightly, now's the time to get those things fixed. You want to make sure paint is huge, curb appeal is huge, mulching, making sure your landscaping looks nice, making sure everything is nicely painted. Fresh coated paint goes a long ways in real estate. I can't recommend it higher. It's one of the largest return on investments. I think it's like 95% return on investment. That's if you hire someone else to do it. If you do it yourself, you're actually making money. If you're handy at all and you're willing to get up on a ladder and you can cut and it looks nice, I wouldn't suggest doing a landlord special and just splashing paint everywhere. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Paint it, make it look nice if you're going to do it yourself. If you're not sure you're skilled enough to do it, then hire someone else to do it. It's still 95% return on investment. All right, so that's it, guys. That's my advice to you. This is my real estate market report for the month. Hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.